Your Excellencies, and we're hard-pressed for time, so let me proceed on established protocol and say, my brothers and sisters, I wish you all a very good morning, and it's a great honor for me to address you this morning as we convene to deliberate on a subject of great importance, mobilizing African investments and financing to realize the goals and aspirations of our Agenda 2063. Our collective vision for an integrated, prosperous, and peaceful Africa hinges on our ability to harness and deploy resources effectively. Africa's economic journey has demonstrated resilience despite the numerous challenges that we face. In 2023, the continent experienced a slowdown, with real GDP growth declining to 3.1% from 4.1% in 2022. However, projections suggest that a recovery is taking place, with growth expected to increase to 3.7% in 2024 and 4.3% in 2025. This optimistic outlook highlights the inherent strength of our economies and the effectiveness of policy interventions. Notwithstanding these positive trends, we must confront the reality that our growth has not always been translated into significant improvements in per capita income. Structural transformation remains uneven, with many economies still reliant on low productivity sectors. Additionally, the continent continues to face challenges including climate crisis, geopolitical tensions, widening gaps in multilateralism, and diseases and pandemics which disrupt the positive growth path that we are on. To achieve sustainable development, we envision that strategic investments in health, education, energy, technology, and infrastructure are crucial. It is noteworthy, however, that the financing gap for these investments is substantial. It is estimated at approximately $402 billion annually until 2030 if we are to achieve the aspirations of Agenda 2063 and this financing gap is not merely a statistic. It represents the unrealized potential of millions of Africans whose dreams for a better life depend on our ability to invest wisely in infrastructure, education, technology, and health. Our task, therefore, is to mobilize domestic resources effectively in order to reduce our dependence on traditional external financing and chart a path towards self-reliance and sustainable growth. And I think that the USAID example should be a wake-up call to all Africa, that we should look more inward and raise domestic financing. Your Excellencies, addressing the financing gap requires a multifaceted approach. Domestic resource mobilization is crucial. By improving tax administration and combating illicit financial flows and encouraging a culture of tax compliance, we can significantly increase our revenues. We applaud the African Union Commission for its proactive role in providing capacity building to member states at the continental level and advocating for fair and equitable international tax rules at the global level. The ongoing work on the United Nations Framework Convention on International Tax Cooperation is a critical step towards eliminating base erosion and profit shifting, thus protecting our national revenues. However, domestic efforts alone will not suffice. It is projected that African countries need to increase their median tax to GDP ratios by about 13.2 percentage points to 27.2% of GDP to be able to close the financing gap by 2030. This highlights the need for additional innovative financial resources and reform of the global financial architecture to ensure equitable and inclusive distribution of resources. Your Excellencies, the role of our African multilateral financial institutions in financing sustainable development cannot be overemphasized. These institutions are uniquely positioned to address trade, investments, and development gaps across the continent. It is our responsibility to strengthen them to effectively contribute to the continent's transformation and the realization of our Agenda 2063. The establishment of the Alliance of African Multilateral Financial Institutions, AMFI for short, also known as the Africa Club, exemplifies our commitment to collaboration in order to achieve this objective. This initiative strengthens the ability of these capable institutions to advance the interests of member states in global finance and to advocate for homegrown solutions to the continent's development challenges. The support of AMFI should also be complemented by innovative initiatives aimed at fostering sustainable development. Innovation is key to the continent's progress. The launch of the African Virtual Investment Program, AVIP, by the African Union Commission is a testament to this. By aggregating comprehensive data on investments and related policies, this platform will provide the evidence necessary for informed policy discussions and decision-making. The platform is designed not only to attract investment, but also to ensure that such investment is deployed in a manner that promotes sustainable development and inclusive growth. Your Excellencies, accelerating the implementation of the African Union financial institutions, namely the African Central Bank, the African Investment Bank, the African Monetary Fund, and the Pan-African Stock Exchange, is instrumental to fostering investments and financing to achieve our objectives. By mobilizing resources, facilitating trade, and financing infrastructure projects, these can reduce dependence on external aid and create a self-sustaining economic ecosystem for Africa. The African Central Bank is aimed at establishing a single African currency, which will help to reduce exchange rate risks and enhance investment flows across the continent. I'm pleased to inform that the Ministers of Finance and the Central Bank governors have endorsed the draft statute of the African Monetary Institute through the Specialized Technical Committee on Finance, Monetary Affairs, Economic Planning and Integration. The AMI would serve as a precursor to the African Central Bank and will carry out essential preparatory work, including technical and legal assessments, as well as ensuring the implementation of macroeconomic convergence criteria. While we have made significant strides, the journey ahead requires unwavering commitment. I call upon all our governments, our private sector, our civil society organizations, and development partners to renew their commitment to mobilizing resources for our continental blueprint on development. Let us leverage our collective strengths, foster strategic partnerships, and champion innovative solutions to bridge the financing and investment gaps in Africa. In conclusion, Your Excellencies, the Africa we envision, a continent that is integrated, prosperous, and peaceful, is within our reach. By mobilizing our resources, reforming our financial systems, and investing in our people, we can realize the laudable aspirations of creating the Africa we want, our Agenda 2063. I thank you for your kind attention. The AMI awaits further consideration and adoption by the heads of state and government through the AU policy organs. Similarly, the African Monetary Fund, the AMF, supports macroeconomic stability, which is crucial for investor confidence. The African Investment Bank is also pivotal in funding infrastructure projects such as energy, transport, digital transformation, while the Pan-African Stock Exchange is envisaged to integrate capital markets, making it easier for businesses to raise capital and thereby enhancing liquidity, promoting intra-African investments, and providing alternative financing mechanisms for governments and the private sector. Ladies and gentlemen, progress is being made towards the establishment of this exchange, with the Commission and the African Security Exchanges Association working on the Exchanges Linkages project. This initiative also aims to enhance liquidity and facilitate capital mobilization across African nations. We encourage more African stock exchanges to join this important project. Undeniably, strong political will and effective policy coordination are going to be crucial for the successful implementation and overall impact of the African Union financial institutions. The Republic of Ghana continues to champion and advocate for member states to embark on due processes at the national levels to expedite the establishment of these institutions, recognizing their significance in promoting investment and financing our Agenda 2063.